Testing a fire hydrant system after installation requires specific equipment and a defined procedure. This ensures the integrity of the underground piping and proper electrical continuity. The equipment needed includes, firstly, a direct current power supply capable of delivering 150 amps. Secondly, an ammeter to accurately measure current flow. Thirdly, 2 conductive probes or bar electrodes for making electrical connections. Fourthly, insulated cables to connect the equipment safely. And fifthly, a water source to connect to the hydrant for flushing. The test procedure involves several key steps. Step 1. Prepare the system. Open and fully flush the hydrant to remove any debris that could interfere with the test. Connect one probe to a ground rod or any other suitable conductive surface near the hydrant. Then connect the other probe to the discharge outlet of the hydrant. Step 2. Set up the power supply and ammeter. Connect the power supply to the probes, ensuring correct polarity. Turn on the power supply and carefully adjust the current output to 150 amps. Connect the ammeter in series with the power supply to accurately monitor the current flow. Step 3. Conduct the test. Allow the 150 amps current to flow through the pipeline for a period of 5 minutes. Continuously monitor the ammeter reading throughout the entire 5-minute duration. The current flow should remain steady and consistently maintain the 150 amps level during the test. Step 4. Evaluate the results. If the current flow remains steady at 150 amps for the entire 5 minutes, the electrical continuity of the pipeline is considered adequate. However, if the current flow drops below 150 amps or fluctuates excessively, it may indicate a defective electrical contact within the system. If any issues are detected, isolate and correct the cause of the defect. This may involve checking for loose connections, corrosion, or breaks in the pipeline. Step 5. Clean up. After completing the test, disconnect all equipment and carefully remove the probes from the hydrant and ground rod. Close the hydrant and restore the system to its original condition. It is important to observe several safety precautions during this testing procedure. Ensure that all equipment is properly grounded to prevent electrical hazards. The testing should be performed by qualified personnel who are familiar with electrical testing procedures. Always use appropriate personal protective equipment, including insulated gloves and safety glasses to protect against potential electrical shock or injury. Refer to the manufacturer's instructions for the specific equipment being used, as procedures may vary slightly depending on the model. Maintaining steady current flow is essential for accurately assessing the integrity of the fire hydrant system. Fluctuations in current can indicate problems such as corrosion, loose connections, or damage to the pipeline. By closely monitoring the ammeter readings, potential issues can be identified and addressed promptly, ensuring the reliable operation of the fire hydrant system. Regular testing and maintenance of fire hydrant systems are essential for ensuring their proper functionality and reliability during emergencies. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, provides standards and guidelines for fire hydrant inspection, testing, and maintenance. These standards outline the recommended frequency of inspections, the types of tests that should be performed, and the criteria for evaluating the results. Regular inspection and testing can help identify potential problems such as leaks, corrosion, and valve malfunctions. Addressing these issues promptly can prevent more serious problems from developing and ensure that the fire hydrant system is ready to provide adequate water supply when needed. Testing the electrical continuity of the pipeline is an important part of the overall fire hydrant system testing process. Electrical continuity ensures that the pipeline is properly grounded, which is essential for preventing corrosion and ensuring the safety of firefighters and other personnel who may come into contact with the hydrant. The direct current test described earlier is a common method for assessing the electrical continuity of the pipeline. By passing a known current through the pipeline and measuring the voltage drop, the resistance of the pipeline can be determined. A high resistance indicates poor electrical continuity, which may be caused by corrosion, loose connections, or damage to the pipeline. In addition to electrical continuity testing, fire hydrant systems should also be tested for flow rate and pressure. Flow rate testing measures the amount of water that the hydrant can deliver, while pressure testing measures the pressure of the water supply. These tests are important for ensuring that the hydrant can provide an adequate water supply for firefighting operations. The results of the flow rate and pressure tests should be compared to the design specifications for the fire hydrant system. If the flow rate or pressure is below the required levels, it may indicate a problem with the water supply or the fire hydrant itself. Problems with the water supply can be caused by a variety of factors, such as low water pressure in the main, a clogged water main, or a malfunctioning pump. Problems with the fire hydrant can be caused by corrosion, valve malfunctions, or damage to the hydrant itself. Addressing these issues promptly can ensure that the fire hydrant system is able to provide an adequate water supply for firefighting operations. Regular testing and maintenance of fire hydrant systems are essential for ensuring the safety of the community. By identifying and addressing potential problems early, more serious problems can be prevented from developing, and the fire hydrant system can be kept in good working order. A well-maintained fire hydrant system can provide an adequate water supply for firefighting operations, which can help to protect lives and property. The specific requirements for fire hydrant testing and maintenance may vary depending on local regulations and codes. It is important to consult with local fire officials and building codes to determine the specific requirements for a particular area. In addition to regular testing and maintenance, fire hydrant systems should also be inspected after any major construction or repairs in the area. Construction or repairs can damage the fire hydrant system, which can affect its ability to provide an adequate water supply. A post-construction or post-repair inspection can help identify any damage to the fire hydrant system and ensure that it is repaired promptly. The results of all fire hydrant testing and maintenance should be documented. This documentation should include the date of the test, the results of the test, and any corrective actions that were taken. This documentation can be used to track the performance of the fire hydrant system over time and identify any potential problems. Regular testing, maintenance, and documentation are essential for ensuring the reliability and safety of fire hydrant systems. These steps help ensure that the systems are ready to provide an adequate water supply during a fire emergency, protecting both lives and property. The process of testing a fire hydrant system is crucial to ensuring its operational readiness. It is not simply a matter of connecting a power supply and observing an ammeter. Each step of the procedure demands careful attention and adherence to safety protocols. Firstly, preparing the system involves not only flushing the hydrant, but also visually inspecting it for any signs of damage or corrosion. Look for cracks in the hydrant body, leaks around the valve, and any other visible defects. These issues, if left unaddressed, can compromise the hydrant's ability to deliver water effectively. Secondly, setting up the power supply and ammeter requires a thorough understanding of electrical safety. Ensure that the power supply is properly grounded to prevent electrical shock. Use appropriately sized insulated cables to handle the 150 amps current. Double-check all connections to ensure they are secure and tight. An improperly connected system can lead to inaccurate readings and potentially dangerous situations. Thirdly, conducting the test demands continuous monitoring of the ammeter. Note any fluctuations or drops in current. These deviations from the expected 150 amps level are indicators of potential problems within the pipeline. Do not simply observe the ammeter passively, actively record the readings at regular intervals to create a detailed log of the test. Fourthly, evaluating the results requires a comprehensive understanding of the system's electrical characteristics. If the current flow is not steady or drops below 150 amps, investigate the cause thoroughly. This may involve checking for loose connections, corrosion, or even breaks in the pipeline. Use appropriate diagnostic tools, such as an ohmmeter, to pinpoint the source of the problem. Fifthly, cleaning up the system is not just about disconnecting the equipment. It is also about restoring the hydrant to its original condition. Ensure that the hydrant valve is fully closed to prevent leaks. Replace any damaged or missing parts. Properly dispose of any waste materials generated during the test. In addition to these procedural steps, consider the environmental factors that can affect the test results. Soil conditions, for example, can influence the electrical conductivity of the ground and affect the accuracy of the ammeter readings. Weather conditions, such as rain or snow, can also pose safety hazards during the test. Take these factors into account when planning and executing the test. Furthermore, consider the importance of documenting the test results thoroughly. Maintain a detailed record of the date, time, location, and personnel involved in the test. Include the ammeter readings, any observations about the condition of the hydrant, and any corrective actions taken. This documentation can be invaluable for tracking the performance of the hydrant over time and identifying any potential problems early on. Remember that testing a fire hydrant system is not a routine task, it is a critical safety measure that can help protect lives and property. Approach the task with diligence, attention to detail, and a commitment to following established procedures. By doing so, you can ensure that the fire hydrant system is ready to perform when needed most. Remember that safety is paramount. Always wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including insulated gloves and safety glasses. Work with qualified personnel who are familiar with electrical testing procedures. If you are unsure about any aspect of the test, seek guidance from experienced professionals. The goal is not simply to complete the test, but to ensure that it is done safely and accurately. To expand on the equipment needed for fire hydrant system testing, a closer look at each item is warranted. Firstly, the direct current power supply must be capable of delivering a stable and consistent 150 amps. This requires a robust power supply with adequate voltage and current regulation. The power supply should also be equipped with safety features such as overload protection and short circuit protection. Secondly, the ammeter used to measure current flow should be accurate and reliable. A digital ammeter with a high resolution is recommended for precise measurements. The ammeter should be calibrated regularly to ensure its accuracy. Thirdly, the conductive probes or bar electrodes must be made of a material that is highly conductive and resistant to corrosion. Copper or brass are commonly used for this purpose. The probes should be designed to provide a good electrical contact with the hydrant and the ground. Fourthly, the insulated cables used to connect the equipment must be of sufficient gauge to handle the 150 amps current. The cable should be in good condition, with no cracks or breaks in the insulation. The cable should be properly terminated with connectors that provide a secure and reliable connection. Fifthly, the water source used to flush the hydrant should be clean and free of debris. The water source should be capable of providing a sufficient flow rate to effectively flush the hydrant. The water should be discharged in a safe manner that does not pose a hazard to people or property. In addition to these essential pieces of equipment, other tools and materials may be needed for fire hydrant system testing. These may include a wrench for opening and closing the hydrant, a brush for cleaning the hydrant, a tape measure for measuring distances, and a notebook for recording test results. The use of appropriate tools and materials can help to ensure that the test is performed safely and accurately. Furthermore, there are various types of fire hydrants, each with its own specific design and operational characteristics. Understanding the different types of hydrants is essential for performing accurate testing and maintenance. The most common types of hydrants are dry barrel hydrants and wet barrel hydrants. Dry barrel hydrants are designed for use in areas where freezing temperatures are common. The valve is located below the frost line, and the barrel of the hydrant is drained when the hydrant is not in use. Wet barrel hydrants are designed for use in areas where freezing temperatures are not a concern. The valve is located above the ground, and the barrel of the hydrant is always filled with water. Each type of hydrant requires specific testing and maintenance procedures. For example, dry barrel hydrants must be inspected regularly to ensure that the barrel is draining properly. Wet barrel hydrants must be inspected regularly to ensure that the valve is not leaking. Understanding the specific requirements for each type of hydrant is essential for ensuring its proper operation. Finally, it is important to consider the environmental impact of fire hydrant system testing. The water used to flush the hydrant may contain contaminants that can pollute waterways. Effort should be made to minimize the amount of water used and to dispose of the water in a safe and environmentally responsible manner. The use of biodegradable cleaning products can also help to reduce the environmental impact of fire hydrant system testing. By taking these steps, the process of testing a fire hydrant system can be performed in a safe, accurate, and environmentally responsible manner.